That too because of the government of this country. Miko is pregnant at this time, that is, she is going to give birth to a child. That is why they want to sit in the container on the sea road and illegally leave this country forever. They are not worried about this because they will be put on the container ship soon. After that, they will not have any problem because there is no checking in the island. But when both of them are in the container, suddenly the container's gate opens and many people come into the container. They all want to go to the island illegally. Because there are many people in the container, some people are taken out of the container, in which the legal people also have to get out. And in this way, both of them separate. The husband is very worried because he's at the last stage of his pregnancy. Right now, he needs his husband Nico. She calls Nico and reassures him that she'll soon reach the island where they'll meet again. Now the police come to check their container. Everyone hides in their secret rooms, but the policeman says that if you don't come out, he'll shoot everyone. Everyone comes out to save their lives. This is the illegal way. He takes everyone out and shoots them in the sea. But Mia is saved because she was on the container. Scared, Mia sends a message to her husband, but no response comes from Nico. Now her container is loaded on the ship. Mia calls her husband Nico again. Actually, she's scared that they might have killed Nico too because all the containers were checked. Now she looks at the stuff lying there. She sees the wine tiffin box and the airbots. Mia tries to sleep with her blanket on. Only then does she wake up in the middle of the night. She looks outside the container and sees that her ship is stuck in a heavy storm. Her container is shaking. Mia gets unconscious. When she wakes up, she sees that her container is floating in the sea. She calls her husband, but his phone doesn't work. Then she hears some people screaming and screaming. When she goes out again, she sees the same container sinking, in which the container was put in. The container sinks in front of her eyes. She has no hope of meeting Nico, because the container has already sunk, which has Nico inside, and Mia gets very worried. She tries to kill herself, but then she thinks of her child. She throws the knife and falls asleep crying. Suddenly she wakes up. She sees that the container is filled with water. She tries very hard, but she can't save herself. She dies. Suddenly she wakes up. Actually, this was a scary dream. But now, the container is slowly filling up with water. Then a call from a known number comes on his mobile phone, which is his husband Nico's. The driver had removed the container from one place. After hearing his voice, Mia is a little relieved, and Nico also tells him to be brave. Then Mia's labor pain starts. Along with that, the level of water is slowly increasing in the container. And in these difficult situations, Mia gives birth to a daughter named Noah. Now she puts her daughter in a wooden box so that she can escape the water. She gets the idea that she should go up the container. Maybe her life can be saved there. So she starts cutting the container slowly with a drill machine. Mia is very tired and hungry, because of which she has to eat dirty food. Because she needs strength, she has to keep her child alive. Now she cuts the upper part of the container and reaches up. She sees that she is in the middle of the sea. Only then does she see an airplane. She points to it and moves forward, in which she gets a deep wound on her foot. And now Mia has to put wine on her wound. She has to sew it with thread so that the blood stops. And doing this, Mia has a lot of pain. But she doesn't lose courage, because she wants to save her daughter Noah from here and get her out of here. But to survive here, she has to prepare food first. Otherwise, she will die of hunger. That's why she makes a net out of the air bugs in the container, and she feeds herself by catching fish. He tells her that she has been shot, and maybe she won't be able to survive now. After hearing this, Mia was very sad because her last hope is also broken. She thought that Nico would come to save her. She tells Nico that our daughter is dead, and she also tells Nico about her daughter's voice. Then the phone gets disconnected. Mia is very sad now, and in the same sadness she falls asleep on the crying container. Today, it has been 32 days since she has been on this container. She knows that she has to do something to save her daughter, so she makes a small raft out of the remaining boxes and puts her daughter in it and puts her on the sea. Because the container is constantly filled with water, She is also catching fish. Then she sees a bird and she understands that there is definitely someone around, but she knows nothing about how far that person is, because these birds travel many miles on the sea. Now once again, the container's holes, which Mia had closed earlier, open. This quickly starts filling water into the container. Mia now goes inside the container because there is her first child's photo. And when she is taking the photo, her leg gets stuck in the luggage. The water has been filled completely. Also, the raft of her daughter, which she had kept for her daughter, now starts going away from the container. Mia somehow comes out of the house. She sees that her daughter's raft is nowhere to be found. She gets very worried because it is impossible to see the raft in such darkness. Then a whalefish comes around her daughter's raft and throws the water bottle upwards. And when water falls on Mia's daughter's face, she wakes up and starts crying, which shows her where her daughter Noah is. She quickly goes to Noah and hangs on his raft. She hangs on the raft all night. The next morning when she wakes up, she realizes that she won't be able to stay for long. She thanks her daughter because a few days ago she decided to end her life, and when she was about to do so, at that very moment Noah, who was inside his womb, kicked him from inside. Because of which, Mia changed her decision. Mia now sees that there are a lot of seagulls flying over her. She throws the fish into the water so that more seagulls come and someone can see them from a distance. A lot of seagulls start to flock around them, and it happens exactly as Mia had thought. There is a little boy who sees him. He quickly brings his boat to him. He sees a girl on the raft, but Mia has no sign of him. He is surprised to see the girl in the middle of the sea. He brings the girl up. He sees a rope made of earphones with the raft. When he pulls the rope, Mia comes up with the rope. He brings Mia on his boat. Mia's body was not alive. They gave her CPR. After a long time, she was still unconscious. But when they kept on giving her CPR, Mia's body was alive. Due to the water that was in her body was Mia sees that this is the couple who saved her and her daughter's life. They have a son. And now they are taking Mia and her daughter to the shore. And this is the island shore where everything is fine. Mia and her husband Nico always wanted to come here. And with this, the film ends here. We hope you liked this story.